Hello everybody, this is kind of a episode I've been waiting for, something that's fairly exciting. I've got the relocation kit for the rear springs on the car, and I just wanted to say thank you to the guy that made them. The company's called US Car Tool. They do a lot of Mopar stuff. These were actually back ordered. I called him Monday night around 3 or so, and I asked him if they were back ordered. He said yes, and I asked when as soon as I could get them was, and he said he could make me a set tomorrow morning, which would be Tuesday. And I said I'd really appreciate that if he did, because I'm hoping to shoot this for a video Saturday, which today's Saturday. And he did. He got them sent out, didn't charge me extra shipping or anything, and they were here Friday morning, which is crazy because the company's from North Carolina. They're all laser cut, notch bent. These bolt into your factory. This is where your old front spring bolts were. So you notch the frame and then bolt it in, and then that gives you a good alignment for welding it. And then the same's with the back. They actually make a set of frame connectors that I want to buy as well, because I was talking to the owner while I was ordering it. I didn't figure they made them for a 4-door, but he says the floor pan is the same on a 2-door to a 4-door. You can see this is left, this is right, that's left, and then it's got 2 sleeves that you put in there and weld. So I've been very impressed. This showed up in a great amount of time. It seems like really sturdy pieces, especially that front here. So without getting you guys waiting too much longer, let's go ahead and put her on. Alright everybody, so this video isn't quite going as planned. I pulled the rear end out of the car, you can see it over there, and I found some rust behind the passenger side shackle. You can see the driver's side is rusty too, but it's solid. And then I knew this trunk pan was junk, but here's the thing. If I repair this to to like restore or restoration quality, it'll take me forever, and I'll be out again another month or so past when I want to be done. Oh, let me get out of here. What my goal was to have this done in one video, and I'm thinking that's probably not going to happen. And what I'm thinking of how to fix it is, you can see that over there, that's 2x6 by 1/8 inch wall rectangle tubing, which that relocation kit right here in this box over here fits directly over. It's the same size as the original frame rail. Now, I know you guys can probably see where I'm going with this, but I'm thinking about just cutting the frame rail where it's straight up front, or behind the axle, but where it starts to go straight back into the bumper. Cut that, and then, you know, chop off one side what I don't need on there, and then weld those in for a rear frame rail. And then I'll probably cut out that whole spare tire carrier in the old trunk, because I want to put a bigger fuel tank in there anyways, because the car is eventually going to run on E85, and I don't want to fill it every day. So I would make another trunk pan out of just like flat bead rolled sheet metal. I'm kind of curious what you guys think. I really wanted to have this in one video, but I didn't really realize the car had any rust on it. I mean, here and there, but I didn't know it was that bad at the rear shackle. So I was thinking about yesterday, I was just going to smash it together and not worry about it, and that's probably a safety issue and I shouldn't do that. So what I'm thinking is this will be 2 to 3 videos. It'll probably push me behind on the deadline, but I'm going to really work hard at it and try to get it done to my standards with that tubing over there. And then what I'll do after I have it all done, have all the video of it, then I'll pick out installing that the relocation kit, and then make a video called US Car Tool A-Body relocation, spring relocation, and then just do that once all through, so you guys don't have to pick through. If you have good frame rails, you don't have to watch me butcher this 4-door. But for what I want to do with the car, it's not perfect. It's a 4-door, and I'm just going to beat the tar out of it. So I'm going to use what I have, and I literally have an extra inch on that than what I need. So I'm thinking it's like a sign, and I'm going to use it. So I'm going to have to go get some sheet metal from a local supplier, and for the trunk pan, I'm gonna have to find a new gas tank, which that one already had a hole in it. And then we'll go ahead, while we have everything apart in there, we'll go ahead and do a mini tub on it, or a tub. I'm gonna get trailer fender, cut it down the middle, and then bring it over until it's up against the frame rail, and then just, I don't care if it looks factory, I'm just going to put tubs in it. So we'll go ahead and do that while it's apart, so you guys actually have something to watch that's enjoyable. And I will try to get the front half in today for you guys, and then have it edited, and then you guys can at least watch the front hangers go in, because that's all solid up front. So hopefully you guys understand. If you have any input, just go ahead and tell me in the comments if you don't like it, or what your opinion is, or what I should do rather than this. But tentatively, I'm going to use that. So Alright, so I'm back up front. I'm working on making a template for these. I got it lined up top, and then I've got the holes punched through on these bottom holes for the locators. So I'm going to take this template and lay it in there on the frame, and then mark basically what I need to cut out of the frame section. I'll show you while I'm under there, but it's going to be harder to see. So basically this is telling me where the top line I need to cut it for the frame rail is. It'll also tell me where on the frame rail I need to cut up this back side here. I'll show you while it's under the car though. Here is what they call a torque box, I guess, on these Mopars. Now, this line, the box that they give you, it comes halfway up these holes here. That's hot. It comes halfway up these holes here. So if you just cut the top up flush against the floor, you just screwed yourself. So you take this, you line it up with your bottom holes, and I'll shove some bolts through there, which I didn't bring, and then you go ahead and square it up and mark it. As you can see, I'm not going all the way up to the floor, so you have to pay attention to that. So what we're going to do is shove bolts in here, mark it, and then we'll cut it. I probably won't have my camera in here while I'm cutting it, but basically what we're going to do is cut here all the way over to the edge of this, the inner edge of this frame rail here, leave the inner edge, cut it all the way up to wherever my line ends up here, and then back. And then clean, prep, prime all this stuff that's going to be hard to get to before we tack it in, and then afterwards we'll fully weld. I'll have to, I'm going to end up doing a tub on this, so I'll be able to get back to the top of it anyways, but yeah, we'll be doing that later, so stay tuned. So guys, I'm back under the car. I actually ended up having to take the intersection of the frame rail off. I'm not going to be using any e-brakes, but that's the bracket for the e-brake cable. This goes all the way through the frame, so it's not like I was saying earlier. I guess when I was thinking about it, it was the Mopar parts kit that I was thinking about, but we got a dumb mistake that I should have noticed. I bought a bunch of these mock-up bolts, or bolts for mocking up this, and my plan was to run a 7/16 bolt. These are normally a 1/2 inch bolt if I'm not mistaken. Run a 7/16 bolt, run these in tight, get everything lined up, tack it in place, and then when I got the rest of the rear suspension done, I could do like a diagonal measurement, but I want to go tighten these bolts in, and I've got a 7/16 bolt with a 1/2 inch nut. I just grabbed them out of the bin at the local hardware, and someone must have put the bin in the wrong slot. And it's about 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not getting this done tonight. Alright, so I've got my brackets up here, and they're bolted in here. I got my correct hardware for them. I've got it just tacked up here on the back, and I'll probably actually end up cutting it off. I got to still do the other side. When I do the other side, then I'll run a tape from the inside here over to the other inside at the front of it to the front, and then the back to the back to see if they're pinched at the front or the rear. Make sure that they're symmetrical. And then what I think I'm going to do, there's a overhang here. I'm going to run a piece of flat stock, or probably actually angle iron across here with a clamp on either end, and then that'll make sure that the up and down pitch ways, it should be correct because it's bolted in tight to this torque box, but it's just good to check so that I know that they're perfectly square. I can then lock them with that, when I use a clamp I can lock it in, and that'll hold it while I'm welding. If I go left and right as well, it won't they won't pinch in or out when I go to weld these. So I'm gonna end up having to take this back off, wire wheel everything so that it's a good clean surface. I'm gonna go ahead and weld all this. I'll probably end up actually taking these bolts out, but I'll weld all the way around this. And then that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. And then next week, I'm hoping to start on tubbing it, and then maybe fixing the frame, and then the video after that, hopefully I'll be able to do the frame rails for you guys and maybe the trunk pan. Like I said, with the rust that I found over here, it just wasn't really expected, but we'll go ahead and soldier on, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this. And you know, if I could do something any different or whatever, just leave me a comment and suggestion or something, and I always read them. It's good to hear from you guys, but won't hold you up any longer. Make sure, if you guys are new, watch my old videos. If you're new and you want to sign up for that wastegate, we're like close to 40 people away from giving it away, so it'll help if you share that video or any of these videos, and then we'll be able to give it away sooner. Once we hit 330, then we'll draw. But thank you guys. Hopefully you're having a good time. Take it easy. Till next time. So for all you guys that are loyal subscribers that watch till the end, I've actually got the right side in. I figured I'd just throw it in the video. Seems how I haven't started editing it yet. So, yep. The fronts are at least in. I'm not tacking them yet, but I need to put, I need to wire wheel off these frame rails here, and then I'm gonna prime the inside of these frame rails and paint them as much as I can before I enclose them. But so you guys get the idea. Yep, measured, doing an angle finder, making sure that they're parallel, which they're about a half a degree off. So when I run that angle iron across here, from here to here, then I'll cinch it in place and then weld it. When I weld it, it won't pull so that the springs are tilted. But thanks for watching, guys.